Alright, yo, I'm back. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that again. I fucked over my. I didn't fuck myself over, the whole computer froze. Anyway, I'm just gonna quickly read off these chats. Void Money. It's got a cool spiky icon. I really like the soundtracks. Yeah, I'm not much of a movie buff. Remember that rant I was going over about Square Enix's more experimental music phases? Yeah, legit, man. Some of those games you will never hear another video game soundtrack with a similar soundtrack. I agree, 100%, man. But yeah, all right, let's get back into music stuff. But yeah, I was like, that never happened before. I was just trying to show like the 3D thing I was working on. I was like, yeah, I'm not much of a movie buff, so a lot of my stuff ends up looking like video games. But like when I changed the setting, it completely fucked me over. So I'm like, alright, I'm not gonna do that again. But yeah, I can't remember what I was talking about. It was like, yeah, like pretty much I just enjoy music, to be honest. Like I don't really have like any favorite types of genre or anything like that. You introduce me to new music, I'll probably enjoy it, I guess. Like it depends, but like I was saying, as a person learning music production, I pay more attention to like like patterns, like drum patterns and stuff like that. Not really like I don't know, I guess it's just weird to say. Like I enjoy music in a weird way. But yeah, music production is it's a fun hobby. You can take it as seriously as you want it to be, right? I mean, obviously I haven't really taken mine too seriously. But I don't know, I think it's nice to have like hobbies to bounce between. Like if I'm not doing 3D, then I'll bounce to like music production. So you play video games. That's kind of a weird question for me because like I haven't really like I mainly play like older games, I guess you could say, like more retro kind of games, but ever since picking up 3D and music and trying to run my channel and all that, I don't really have like a whole lot of time for like modern game releases like yeah, I'd have to say no, not really. But I am a gamer, like I play games, but it just hasn't been like, I don't know, it's just hard for me to find the time to play games, let me put it that way. But I keep up with gaming, like I still like to hear about new releases and what's popping and stuff like that. And of course, I'll hear it from my cousin, like any new game that's dropping, like he's goes crazy about that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not too much of a gamer these days, to be honest. Like a lot of my time is just spent like practicing 3D, practicing, games. You don't play games, so you can watch the random ass shit I play. Yeah, exactly, Void. You got it. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I don't play any either. But yeah, no, honestly, Void Money in the chat. Like he's honestly a really like I like his streams. Like let me just be like, I'm not trying to like promote him just because I like know him, but like truthfully, like I like his style of streaming because like he games out, he has fun with it, but it's like laid back. It's not like high energy in your face kind of like stuff. It's more like, hey, like what's good? We're just kicking it. No, legit, man. Like I honestly like your kinds of streams. I've tuned into a few other people I know who stream, but they're all kind of like just laid back about it. A chill gamer, yeah, legit. No, I take it you don't game out either, hey? I get it. I mean, everyone's got like different hobbies, different fascinations. I'll admit though, like I used to be heavy into gaming, but it started to feel more like it just kind of took up a lot of my time, especially when like games can become like really grindy and stuff. Kids these days are calling it cozy. Yeah, there you go. Void's a very cozy kind of gamer. How do I want this to sound? Did I turn off my keyboard? Yeah, I did. I want it to be like C, D, G, B, D. Okay, let's hope this works. No, I really didn't get into it. Oh, that's all good. All good. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Some people just. I've met people, who are like, yeah, I'm just. I just never had an interest in gaming. Or like, they do things like, like they'll read. Like, if you can believe it in this day and age. Like, people read books. No. I'm just playing. But like, yeah, I know. It's cool. It's cool. Like, I grew up with gaming, right? Like, we used to game out, like, a lot, to be honest, as kids, but yeah, I don't know. I guess as you get older, your priorities kind of switch, or like there's just things change, right? Like as you get older, responsibilities get in the way and all that. What am I doing? Dump score. Yeah, this is what I want. I want like a pattern like this. I read, but mostly I listen to audiobooks. That way I can get I can do two things at once. Otherwise I read most nights to fall asleep. Are you fucking kidding me? Man, I used to do that as a kid. Rent out like a bunch of Goosebump books or stuff like that, and like fuck man, you're taking me back. Like I would upset like I wouldn't read much, but my brother kind of got me into it like when we were younger. And he's like, you just gotta find something that clicks with you. He's like, don't just go off like bestseller and all that. But I used to read like Goosebump books, like obviously because I wasn't the best reader, but I remember like I got to a point with reading where I could not put it down before bed. Like, I'd just be like, my eyes would be stinging. And like, oh man, I should read more again. But I will admit, like, I will admit, like, even though I don't read as much, I do, like Void said, like, I do like listening to, like, audiobooks or, like, podcasts and stuff like that. Yeah, if I don't read myself to sleep, I'll lay in bed thinking myself awake. Recently, I've picked up a bad habit. Like, I will find, what are they called? Like, 4chan stories to, like, listen to when I, like, go to sleep. Or even, like, just podcasts, but, like, or trip reports. Bro, I've been listening to this guy called Vivek who reads, like, trip reports and, like, I'm like, part of me is like, this can't be good for me, man. Like, to listen to like some YouTube video, like as like try to go to sleep. I'm like, yeah, it's probably not good, but yeah, like I Goosebumps and Animorphs, man. Animorphs were way more dark than parents realized. To this day, bro, I have never read an Animorphs book. Every time we'd be at the library, I just think it would be funny to look at the cover, because like it shows like it's like a human and he's like morphing into like a fish or something. But yeah, from what I heard, like those like as I believe it or not, I found an Animorphs video I was watching, and the guy went into detail about how like dark those stories were. And I just wanted to say before I forget, like before streaming, when I would do my 3D work, I would listen to a lot of like retrospective videos or like discussing a book or like a topic and stuff like that. Like I'm a big fan of like passive listening. Like it's fine to listen to music and stuff as I work, right? That's cool, but I don't know. This just kind of how I work, to be honest. Like as I would model and and work on my stuff, whatever, I would have like a two, like the longer the video, the more likely I'll click on it and have it in the background. Like if you're giving me like a fucking 9 hour Final Fantasy review, I'm listening to it, like obviously in the span of a week. But it sounds bad. Well, I think I can fix this. But yeah, bro, like because like for me, to be honest, like Tobias got stuck as a bird for like years. Only worked out because his parents were losers and thought he ran away or something. Man, that's fucked. What the fuck? Yeah, that actually sounds pretty, yeah, that's way different than, like, Goosebumps' books, man. Goosebumps was just, like, don't go in the basement, there's a fucking monster down there. But this is, like, yo, like, this kid's, like, he's not coming home, bro. Then there were these spin-offs where they showed the Nemesis-type aliens taking over other planets. That actually sounds kind of dope. That actually sounds like something I might get into, to be honest. The Chronicles, what a book title. I should name a track that, The Chronicles. I mean, fuck, man. Hork Bayer Chronicles, if I'm pronouncing that right. Hork Bayer Chronicles, such a good read, and you don't have to know anything about Animorphs, but it will be better if you do. Then there were some other Chronicles, I can't remember all their names, like the Chronicles of Narnia or something, I guess. Actually, now that I remember, now that you got me talking about books, my dad used to do like do a lot of traveling, so he'd pick up like random books to read on the airplane, and he'd always bring them back for us to read. But like, fucking Tom Clancy books, man. My understanding as a kid was like, Tom Clancy made video games. He made like Rainbow Six games. I'm like, I didn't know he like wrote books. No, I guess same thing with Halo, right? Halo was like a video game. I never knew there was books. But man, I'm just gonna admit, those books went way over my head. Those like military sci-fi books. So like, I noticed a lot of people are getting into aliens now. Yo, aliens are a fucking interesting topic, man. Like, I don't know. I haven't been paying too much attention to it, to be honest, but let me just say, like, to quote fucking X-Files, like, the truth is out there, it's definitely out there. But yeah, I have noticed, like, a trend, though, like, to be real with you, like, I've noticed, people would always say, like, UFOs, like, oh, those are what crazy conspiracy people are into, but now it's, like, everyone's kind of just, like, trying to make it scientific, I guess, like if that makes sense. Like part of those trip reports I was talking about, the guy actually, like, you know, some of those people claim to meet like entities and stuff like that, and like I don't know, it's kind of above my head, to be honest. Like I'm not too into it, but I do try to keep an open mind for things, right? I always found like when number one, like I'm obsessed with like outer space stuff, right? So I've always kind of been like, you know, like what would another planet look like? You know, like there has to be like, you know, some kind of other intelligence or life form or whatever out there. But I don't know. I've always thought I always thought it'd be kind of cool to like not to meet alien. I'd probably be fucking terrified, to be real with you, if I met like an alien. But it's kind of interesting to see how the dynamics changed over time. Because a lot of it used to just be like, I don't know if you're familiar with King of the Hill. That's a dope show, by the way. But like, you know, people used to think of aliens as like Dale Gribble, you know, just conspiracy nuts kind of stuff. How are these titles? The Elemist Chronicles, the Andalite Chronicles, the Visser and the Hork Bayer Chronicles. That's the full Chronicle series. They don't have Narnia in there? No Chronicles of Narnia? Oh yeah, okay, I like that. I like that a lot. So, now I just gotta remember, okay, this goes B. I'm just gonna, yeah, did I copy this? Yeah, sort of. I'll just take this and we'll go to B. G and D sharp. G and D sharp. I have to like tell myself so I don't forget. G and then D sharp. Hope I did that right. That is not what I was hoping for. I think that might have been too high. Yeah, okay, it's D sharp 4, so just put it down one. Nothing wrong with it. Just noticed that King of the Hill. The King of the Hill is a dope show. I guess they never went through the wardrobe. Yo, we need an Animorphs Narnia crossover, bro. Do you watch the Y-Files? I've watched the X-Files, if that answers the question. I don't think I've heard of the Y-Files. What's it about? Finally, it took me that long to get a pattern down. I could barely hear it too. Wonderful. But yeah, what have you been reading lately, Void? Like, now that you brought up reading and stuff. Because I was gonna say, like, I haven't been reading much, like, I'll admit. But I have been finding, like, art books to kind of, like, you know, like, video game art books to reference as I do my modeling stuff. Good one was Anthem, that Anthem video game. They had a lot of cool, like, sci-fi armors in it. It's a show kind of about conspiracy theories. Oh shit, okay. I'll have to check it out. That sounds dope. You sound scarily really similar to one of my friends. You know, you never know. I may just be one of your friends. And this is my secret identity or some shit. Yeah, but no, welcome. I don't know if I've seen you here before. Maybe Boryang or Boryan GG. Before I explain what I'm reading, do you know what Eberron is? No, I don't. Oh, it's a show kind of about conspiracy. Okay, but it talks about ancient myths too. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Maybe I'll check it out. You popped up on my recommended, so maybe I am your long lost friend that you just haven't talked to in like 10 years. No, I'm just screwing. I don't know who you are. I doubt I met you before. You never know, maybe we did. But yeah, welcome to the stream. I'm just taking a break from the usual and, you know, just figure, and just, you know, just making some tunes. Yeah, I figured not. Yeah, I mean, okay, so Eberron is a cool D&D campaign setting. Oh, okay, I can't read. So Eberron is a cool D&D campaign setting thought up in the early 2000s. Steampunk coded. Oh, shit. So anyway, there's a bunch of books and I acquired the entire collection. You acquired it. I hear you. So I've been reading through those. Oh, that sounds lit, man. It might have been because some of your tracks, because I leave YouTube Music autoplay on a lot. I'm gonna try and find it. Oh, that's cool. I like YouTube Music. I think I don't know why YouTube's got a separate app for that, but it might be my old music because like the recent stuff I do is mainly just to YouTube. Like I should probably clean up my Bandcamp and stuff though. I should upload more tracks to that, but I hate the YouTube Music app personally, bro. Like I don't know why they do that. Well, I kind of do. Probably money is the answer, to be honest. But yeah, I agree with you, man. Like, I'm not a big fan of the YouTube Music app. Like, honestly, like, I kind of just find music through, like, if I look up, like, an old game, it's like, okay, you know, Gradius 3 or whatever. And then, like, I get recommended, like, or I learn about, like, you know, they did this game, you know, they did this other game. And it kind of just branches out from there where it's like I eventually learn that's, like, or Castlevania is a better example, right? Like, the Dracula X. So I'm like, okay, I haven't heard this soundtrack in a while. Cool. And then I get recommended like a studio album of Dracula X or like Rondo of Blood, which is like I think it was like the PSP version, and I'm like, it has the same tracks, but they're like remixed. So I'm like, it's fucking sick. I hate the YouTube Music app personally, and it isn't because of what it is. It's because the downloads are just as big as video, but the only place I want to use it is on my phone. Oh my god, yeah. I thought it would be like at least converting to MP3 or something, but I'm not gonna lie, man, that sounds terrible. Yeah, it was the Living Mice remix. Holy crap, that's an old remix. That's like I don't even know how long ago that was. I'm not even gonna look it up. Actually, I'll probably look it up. May as well. When did I do Living Mice? That was way before the Mega Mig. That was 4 years ago. Holy crap. Well, yeah, I'm glad that I'm glad that 4 years later we could finally meet, I guess. No, it does not convert to MP3, sadly. I might have played in my sleep. Damn. I don't know people use my music to sleep. Oh, I guess you just said autoplay, so. So that second note gets shortened. Wish there was a way to, like, drag the whole column. Probably not. Living Mice, I like that. Yeah, honestly, it was like a Minecraft song, if I remember right. And, something about it, I don't know, I kind of just clicked with it when I heard it, and I was like, I want to remix this. You can lower the video resolution, but still not great. Also, if I'm driving, it's distracting. So, I'm not gonna leave any links. Okay, like I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna link it or anything. But there is an app that lets you download videos to MP3, and it's basically like YouTube. So I'm not gonna link it. I'm just gonna say NewPipe. Like in my house, we installed some new pipes. So take that information and run with it as you will. But it's it. Let me just say this: like it's got a very basic function that the fucking YouTube app should have, which is the function I'm saying is like if I put on a video on like those newly installed pipes. I don't know why I'm being weird about it, but like if you get NewPipe, you can fucking turn off the screen and have the video playing. You can download a video to MP3 format, and you can make it like how Void's talking about the resolutions. You could literally do like just give me the 144p resolution, so it's like a very small kind of file. When I used to do a lot of driving, like in between like I'd have to go on a lot of road trips for work, so I would just hit up NewPipe, find some podcasts that I like, like download the video as an MP3 at low resolution, then load it up in my phone and go. And then it's just like in the music player kind of thing. Just skim through a bunch of live streams. I like the vibe, might stick around. Not this one, unfortunately, though. It's almost 4 a.m. Just sub. Hey, no worries. I appreciate it, though. Thank you. And yeah, just take it easy. But for anyone wondering, yeah, NewPipe. That's the fucking app, man. Like it's basically like it's like what YouTube should have been, or should be, or could have been. What kind of podcast do you watch? I mean, I used to listen to like a lot of Star Talk with like Neil deGrasse Tyson because I liked learning about like astrophysics and stuff like that. But now it'll just be like maybe not podcasts necessarily, but like I'll have like people do. So like I was touching on, like I haven't been much of a gamer recently. Obviously, just because I've been busy with like learning music and all that 3D. But I like to find. This fucking thing keeps autoplaying. Let me give you an example. I like to find video game retrospectives and listen to them. And not like those bullshit ones that are like, it's just a complete walkthrough of the game. Like, I fucking hate that. I hate that so much. But, okay, I'll give you an example. Star Fox. So I grew up Star Fox 64. I played it. I loved it. I didn't really play any of the other ones after, like it was... I can't remember. It was like Assault, I think, for the GameCube. So I would find a retrospective on that, Star Fox Assault, or it would be most likely it'd be recommended to me, and I would just listen to that, and I'm like, okay, like I haven't played this game, but now I know about the story. Now I know about like what's going on in the game, what the game mechanics were. So It's kind of a weird thing, but like I really enjoy those kinds of retrospectives. But I couldn't give you like a podcast off the top of my head, like directly, because I kind of just listen to like videos in the background. I might have to do what Void talked about. I should probably get a book or something and read it before going to bed. I don't know why that sounds so appealing, but it does. I got you. I like watch and listen to Theo Von and Kill Tony. I've heard of Theo Von before, but I don't think I've heard Kill Tony. Yeah, whatever. Whatever you listen to is good, right? I mean, sometimes I just like having like background noise as I do my things. I'd recommend a Kobo. Is that e-reader thing? I remember my brother had one. I think this was like years ago, if I remember it right. You can acquire a lot of books. I love that neat word, man. Or just get a library card and download them onto your Oh shit, man! In 2026, I'm like rediscovering the library. Can you imagine that? What have I become? It's actually a really dope idea, to be honest. I might actually do that. It's nice because it's low light. I was about to ask, is it kind of like a phone? Like, does it like have like a blue screen filter on it? What's a library, right? The library and e-readers are such a deadly combo. You never have to buy a book. That's actually dope. I actually like might consider that, to be honest. Like, see if I can work with this sound. Yeah, no, honestly, like I don't know. I kind of feel like sometimes my hobbies are like too digital, if you know what I mean. Like doing 3D, doing music, like doing this whole streaming BS. Sometimes I feel like some days, man, like I'll just go outside, like, I'll go for a drive somewhere or just keep myself busy, you know what I mean? And like today, like it was the weirdest thing, man. I went for like a nice walk, like coincidentally by the library because they have like a nice walking area. And like I was gonna put on like something to listen to as I walked, but I was like, it's just so nice out right now. I'm like, I'm just hearing birds chirping and like, ducks are swimming around, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take it in. I'm not gonna listen to whatever audio stuff, and it's kind of nice. I still lean towards okay, so it does have an adjustable backlight as far as I know. No blue light. Oh, interesting. I'm still leaning towards torrenting since I grew up during the 90s and early 2000s, and that's what my brain likes. Man, fucking, do you remember LimeWire when you'd get like you get like fucking like hidden, like I don't know, it'd be like you download a file and it's like named something that you were looking for, and it'd be something like completely different. LimeWire was dope though, and like Kazaa, I think it was called, like Kaza or Kazaa. Yeah, that shit was dope though, man. I remember like, yeah, I remember how long it took too to like download stuff. I go on a lot of walks, but just to get out of the house. I love the woods. Yeah, no, it's honestly, the fuck is 2D music? Brother, you're listening to it right now. It's a play on, like, my stream titles, because I'll be, like, live making 3D models. So I'm like, alright, I'll bring it down a dimension and go, you know, making 2D music. And eventually, you know, when I want to write characters, I'll write, you know, like one-dimensional characters. No. Just to play on the words, I don't know, just to catch people's attention, I guess. Technically, FL is 2D. There you go. There you go. 2D music, yo, legit though. It's like, people are probably like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm just having fun. That's what it is. Okay, let's see. Let me start grouping some things here. So I got my drums. So let me work on maybe more drum patterns. I mean, when I was producing dubstep, I used to draw the music I imagined when I was away from the computer. Literally, hey, and you know what? It fucking worked. Wait, say that again. Like, not in that meme format. Like, what do you mean, like, you used to draw the music you imagined when you were away from, like, so you were thinking of music as you're, like, out and about, and you'd come back to do dubstep, and then you just fucking make it? Like, because I'll be honest with you, like, a lot of the times I kind of just go with, like, I just do it on the, like, on the spot, to be honest. Like, I don't really plan or think of much. Oh, I like this. We call these claps. Or just clap. I don't like having, I don't know, it's more fitting. And I'll move it. Can I move this? Maybe, maybe not. Oh shit. Oh no, I can't move it up. Oh, okay, whatever, that's fine. I'd have a notebook and draw like a sawtooth blade, explosions, blah blah blah, and then it'd be like, oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's actually pretty dope, man. I've not thought of that at all, to be honest, but that actually sounds pretty sick. And fuck. These sounds are already here, so maybe I'll move. Man, what am I gonna do? Like, oh, I got an idea. So in case you're wondering what I'm like just murmuring about, so like each of these sounds have like a number assigned to them, right? And those numbers correspond to these racks or these mixer channels. And why it's so important is because my kick has this very specific plugin, like you know, like the EQ on it. as does these like whatever shakers, open hats. So my issue was like if I'm inserting a clap, I couldn't just put it in because it was like I'm bad at explaining, but so let's say I wanted to put the clap at number 6, right? But that bass deep is already taking number 6, so if I put the clap there, then it overrides it. So that I just realized I can shift over empty channels, so I don't clutter it all. It's actually really. I just learned this like right now on stream, which is kind of interesting. So I kind of like save what I'm doing here. So that was my best period of music making. Oddly enough, because I never get my inspiration. I never get my inspiration sitting in front of a computer. Usually I'm on some mundane task and then think of random music. Honestly, like, I kind of feel that, like, when I go through, like, older music, like, I'll listen to it in the car or whatever, because I'm, like, you know, I'm checking the mix and stuff, and I'm, like, I'll start to think of an animation, like a scenario, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, so like a bad example, but it's like, okay, now my character's like running across this highway bridge thing, and then he has to like jump over like a collapsed section of the road or something. I feel you. I kind of feel you on that. How it works. Still confusing. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like FL Studio can be kind of confusing to learn, but let's just start with the kick, right? So like this kick pattern number 1. Right, it's signed to number 1, this rack number 1, and then on this number 1 you can see it's like bumping up and down, and it basically I can just put plugins on it, right? Little you can't see the stupid menus, but just take this EQ for example. So like I'll shut up, and like as I move it you can hear the sound change. Right, so like what I want is like if this kick is on number 1, now let's say I put clap on number 1, right? And I'll like let's just say I put the clap on number 1. So let's make a clap pattern. Right, so now this clap is sharing the exact same plugin thing. And the reason I don't want it to share the same plugin thing is because I want it to have its own separate EQ. So I can change the clap. And then when I put it together with the kick, it has like its own unique sound. Obviously it's a bit loud, but I hope that kind of explains it. Like I'm not exactly a fucking teacher or anything, but like that's basically like what I mean by assigning numbers. You should memify your running examples, brand it to your channel, bro. Like all I ever do is running things. Like I'll just play the streaming bumper quick to show. Cause I'm not gonna open up Blender again. That fucking crashed my computer. Just turn this music off too. Like, all my guy ever does in, like, most of these animations is just run. Like, you know what I mean? That's, like, the one thing I can do is make him run. But if it's, like, can he, like, you know, fight things? Like, can he jump? It's like, no, I'm not that... Like, look, even here, he's just fucking running. That's all my guy does. And like yeah, I reused this run cycle like so many like for so many of my like video. This is like the new one I made finally. But again, the same fucking thing. It's like what does he do? He runs in a straight line. And like sometimes the camera moves around him. But like yeah, like even here. Like same run cycle. I just tried to shift the camera to like I don't know, different perspectives, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not good with memes, but like even in like when I tried to do game dev, it'd be like just the same run, the same run. Can he do the oh finally? So this is like me branching out from running, like shooting. Can he do the gritty? Unfortunately not. No, I don't think he can do the gritty. But he can run. And he can run for a very long time, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to memify that because it'd be kind of... You should consider putting it into your YouTube banner. Now you're thinking, man. Now you're thinking. I don't know. Honestly, I've like... Because a lot of my stuff is inspired like by old video games. A lot of the animations are just references to those, like not references, but like I look up run cycles for like an old Mega Man game, right? And I'm like, okay, I'll just copy those poses, and then that's the new run cycle. And so like I've been meaning to learn how to make like jumping animations, like punch, kick, slide, you know, like fun stuff like that. But all I've ever been able to do for some reason is literally just run. And like, I don't know, sometimes it bugs me, to be honest. But yeah, I'm like I was saying, I was gonna try and make a new clap pattern. Again, like it's been a while since I've done EDM. Like I might be kind of rusty with it, to be honest. But yeah, I'll definitely consider that, Void. I'll consider making a... I'll just throw this over into that group. And the reason I'm grouping things is so like now all my drums are in like one group, if that makes sense. But why isn't this pattern showing? Oh, okay, there we go. This one I like. I want to reverse this one. I'll just call this Rev Clap. I can't even type like this. But yeah, I don't know. I guess the majority of like the music I've done, like I showed previous examples before the stream crashed. Like I guess you could call it like rock style or like not metal per se, but I'm terrible with genres, to be honest. I always just say I make like VGM because it's just easier to explain. I can swear there's... Let me bring up another project. I can swear I used to do that reverse clap. It might take a while, but I'm gonna find it. Bookmark that. I'm turning off this piano. It keeps resetting my fucking loops for some reason. Let me see. I haven't done EDM in a while, but I'm pretty sure I could find an example. not EDM or whatever. I don't know if I should play out the whole track because like I've heard it so many times, but I imagine people might want to listen to this. I don't know. Yeah, I have a lot of like demos, like a lot of just unfinished music that's just kind of like scratched together. Do I sing on any of my music? No, I do not. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think I have like the voice for singing. Yeah, I can't imagine myself singing like on my music, to be honest. And yeah, I forgot to mention, like a lot of this is just unmixed. What about you? Do you think you'll sing? Like, I guess, I mean, you mentioned you're not into making music, but if you get into making music, do you think you'd like to sing on it? Oh, I think I found it. I think I found it. Gotta find the pattern. Why is this so much better than what I made today? What is this called? Grav Snare Clap 16. I'm gonna steal this. My music. Yeah, I like this. That's kick 23. Me sing? Yeah, no. Why? You don't like singing? I'm not much of a singer. Actually, my cousin's been Like he's like deep into hip hop, so he's been like telling me, he's like, "Yo, make me a beat," and I'm like, I'm busy, I'm busy. But this guy actually fucking like he did like a cover, like he got a mic and he's like rapping a cover. I can't remember the song, but I'm like, this motherfucker's actually pretty good. I might actually have to make a beat for him. But yeah, no, I'm not much of a like singer or yeah, steal your own. I mean, why not, right? I just gotta figure out how though. Kick 23, snare clap, and then whatever this is. I don't know. What about you, Void? Would you sing to your own music? You seem to have like a lovely voice, like a voice for holding an audience. So that was I can't. Oh yeah. This is, I like to sing, but I'm not a singer. Still sounds kind of weird to me. I don't know why. So you like to sing, but you're not a singer. Okay, well, what do you sing to? Like, do you sing, like... I don't know, I think, singing is... I don't know, I think it's still kind of cool to, like, sing to... Like, I'm not much of a singer, like, so I can't really speak on it, but, there's nothing wrong with singing, right? Some of the best music has people singing on it, right? Like, what do you mean by, like, singing? Like, do you like rapping along to songs, or do you like, I guess singing and rapping are, like, two different things, but, like, yeah, no, I honestly can't imagine myself rapping or singing, but I can, I don't know, I'm more of, like, just a, like, keep me out of the picture kind of guy, you know what I mean? Like, I'll make the music, I'll be back like in the back chilling, like like if you want to sing on these beats, or if anyone wants to like rap on them, it's like you go for it, right? But I'm not gonna rap on my own or like sing on my own stuff. Like it's like terrifying to me. to sing along with music, but to do it like a real singer, I am like not, I am like not like a professional. I mean, truthfully speaking, like I kind of feel like nobody's a professional when it comes to like when they start out. You know what I mean? Like let me put it this way: like the people who are singers today are probably singers because they started it like 10 years ago, like as an example. That's the way I see it, right? Like for me, it's like I'll probably never end up like Armin van Buren or like any of those like dope ass EDM producers, right? Like you can hear it, like you know, like what I'm making right now is like kind of weird. But to me, it's like you got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? Like if you want to become like, no, you don't have to become like a professional, but if it's something you enjoy, I honestly encourage people to just go for it, right? And honestly, that's kind of how I got into the streaming thing, because I wanted to like dedicate time to like actually spending time on music or doing like my other like 3D stuff, like because it's easy to get distracted, right? But no, I never let it hold me back. To me, like I know I used to be like, oh, I can't do that, like you know, like the like I don't have the tools, you know, I don't have the knowledge. But in my experience, like it's not about what you have, it's just about the time you put into it, you know what I mean? I actually have to bounce back to a previous project. I really should name these, like these track titles are like Project 123 136. Like I don't name them, like, or they're auto named. One of these tracks. Yeah, I should really name, like, at least put a title of like what's ED. Oh, this. Here we go. I can use that. What is this called though? Aquatone. Okay. But yeah, no, I'd say like if you like singing, I mean just sing along to like whatever you do, right? If it's something you enjoy, then I don't try to think of like professionalism, to be honest. Like I feel like, especially if it's just something you do for like the fun of it, then there's no need to think of it as like a profession. I enjoy it, but people not going to enjoy it. I sound more like howling than singing, is what I've been told by friends. Yeah, well, I mean, you could always say to your friends, like, you know, hey, at least I'm singing. You know, at least I'm like trying to do it. You know what I mean? I always used to say that to like my cousin. He didn't never put me down. Like, you know, they've always been encouraging. But I remember sometimes I'd get remarks of like you know, it's like, why are you doing this? You've been at this so long, or like you still haven't reached, or you still haven't been able to do this. And my retort has always been like, at least I'm trying though. You know, like I feel like that's got to count for something, as opposed to like, let me put it this way: it's easy to talk shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's always easy to be like, oh yeah, you know, this guy's performance is terrible, or you know, like, oh yeah, his beats are like really weak and whack. But to me, it's like, yo, at least he's putting in the fucking time to make beats. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Not you, but like, that's. I always respect people who actually, like, I don't know what the fucking term is, like, put their money where their mouth is. You know what I mean? it's easy to, yeah, it's not easy to put yourself in front of a crowd, or not even a crowd, but it's not easy to pick up these skills. Like, let me just put it that way, right? They take time to learn, and it's like, I mean, if you look at these past streams I've been doing, right? Like, it's like like it is like, it's not non-stop, but it's just a lot of time investment, and I may not be like where I expect to be or where I want to be, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna just let that hold me back. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I'm just gonna keep going until I can't go on. You know what I mean? Until I'm like I'm not hoping for anything bad. I'm not trying to say, like, jinx myself, but to me, it's like I'm just gonna keep doing what I do until I'm done. I enjoy singing, and I do try, but I don't have the voice for it. That's why I'm thinking about making beats. Yeah, it's up to you. Honestly, I mean, like, you never know, right? My advice is, just be open-minded and, branch out and, experiment, right? Okay, maybe you don't like making or not beats, but maybe you feel like, okay, I'm not good at singing right now. Like, right now is the key. You feel me? To dive into into a different medium. Okay, I'll start making beats, and maybe you get good at making beats. Maybe you make some pretty dope beats, and then try to come back to singing, or maybe it's rapping, or maybe it's like some form of vocalization. I don't know, but there's like, it's not just singing. Like, there's tons of cool, like, effects, like auto tune plugins and stuff you could play around with. I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, like, yeah, I wouldn't let that kind of stuff discourage you. I would just keep going and just experiment. You know what I mean? Just see where it takes you. What the hell? Oh, this is kicks. Like, what is this? Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like, even with music, like, I started out with, like, EDM, which is kind of, like, ironic considering how I'm struggling with it right now. And then I kind of, like, I got discouraged because a lot of people would tell me, like, I wanted to make music, like, you know what I mean? Like, something that, people can enjoy. But when I always got told it sounds like video game music, like, early on, I'd find it discouraging. And then, like, I eventually started branching out with, like, different types of music. It's like, okay, I'll try doing ambient music, or I'll try, like, making hip hop beats, or, like, and then recently, like, some of that older music you heard, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and do, like those, like, rock drum patterns. Like, it's hard to explain, but, like, I can give you, like, an example. Or wait, I have a good example in mind. I just have to remember what it was called. It's in my... Hold on, I'm just gonna find this track. Not this one. I think this one's 74. This one, 112. Okay. But yeah, like, well, it's kind of like a long-winded example, but, like, I would practice like, these drum patterns instead, because I got, like, not discouraged, but kind of got, like, burnt out on doing EDM, trying ambient, trying hip hop. And I realized I really like these rock albums, like the Castlevania and stuff. So I took it upon myself to try and learn how to make these patterns. And it kind of opened up a whole different type of genre for me. I'll find. There's one other. Oh, I just remembered. What was it called? 112, I think. Yeah, this track took me so long to do. Like, not so long, but like I spent so many iterations on it. It's a pretty big track, so I'll have to try and find it. Oh, no, okay. Let me just find the older version. Right, maybe. But yeah, anyway, what I'm getting on to is like, just experiment around. You might find something that fits your groove, you feel me? For me, it was doing these drum patterns. And learning how to do like more, I don't know what the term is, like traditional rock patterns. Let me see if I can find the older version. I believe you will make 2D music famous. Really? You never know, maybe it becomes a new genre, 2D music. Yeah, like this style of music, I guess. I don't know what it's called. I don't know, like, I don't know why, but this kind of music, like, just spoke to me for some reason. I could, well, probably because it was, like, for my 3D work, but I don't know, I eventually found, like, my kind of groove, you know what I mean? I'll just show you something real quick. This is actually what inspired me to do those kind of beats. This old ass Ninja Turtles music. Oh my. When I heard this music, like I eventually learned it was called thrash metal. But yeah, it's those kind of drum patterns that like got me into learning like how to do like I don't know, I guess it's like I learned about a new genre and I was like, yo, let me make fucking beats like that. Obviously it's not that fast like in the game, but yeah, no, I think experimenting around is like the key to actually finding your footing. And like I'll be honest, like I may not be the most passionate about EDM, but it's something I want to branch out and try out, right? I've done a lot of that rock style stuff, so I'm like try something different. Yeah, no, and like again, like Konami, like they were on fire with their music, like back in the day. I don't know what those guys were on, but it was probably something good. Alright, I was gonna do that transition sound, so we'll call this sweep. But yeah, I don't know what what like I don't know how familiar you are with me. What do I call these? Digital audio workstations, which is a quite a mouthful of a term. But I think a lot of them, like Ableton, FL Studio, and like Reaper, I think they all have like free trials and stuff. So I would definitely give them a shot if you're interested in learning this stuff. But it takes time. Like it takes time to get used to like piano roll and learning. Like to me, I used to just like screw around, right? I would just put down random things, right? And eventually you kind of go down a rabbit hole of like, oh, okay, so when people talk about certain chords and music theory, like at first it was boring stuff. Like I did not want to learn it, and I still don't really understand it, to be honest. But it's yeah, it's honestly one of the most entertaining hobbies I've picked up. And one thing I like about like learning music and stuff is like it's always something new to learn. I don't know if that's a good like sweep noise. It sounds kind of over the top, but whatever. Yeah, I was told to try out FL Studio. Yeah, no, I would give it a shot if. I mean, honestly, it's up to you, you know, to see what clicks with you, right? Like I can't really say for sure if you would like FL, and like honestly, like I don't know enough about FL to really to promote that to people. But I honestly just say like try out a bunch of them or try out like you know just pick one at random and see what you like. For me personally, like I used to use an old phone app called Caustic, and that was like very difficult. I think I still have it up here. No, probably not. But it was a very it was just a it's a mobile app, right? So it's very difficult to work with. But the one thing I like about FL Studio is this piano roll. That's what they call it, right? Like it's very detailed, and I don't know. It's I guess I've only used like two of these DAWs, but I like FL just because of how like I'll be real with you. I was just told to use FL too because like a lot of people I talked to just recommended it, and I don't really have a good excuse for why I picked it up. But I did try the trial like before I paid for it and all that, and I liked it ever since. To be honest, like I found it to be pretty comfortable to work with. Yes, and pretty much everyone loves music. Yeah, I mean, I feel like music is kind of a universal thing, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna use that. It sounds lame. But yeah, there's tons of like tutorials for FL, tons of little I don't know, I guess YouTube's like a lot of like clickbait for YouTube, right? It's like, you know, 10 hidden tricks that you'll never like I don't know, that you never knew about and stuff, but to me, I prefer like the long tutorials. Like if it's a guy like an hour long and it, you know, it actually explains things and not just clickbaits, but yeah, I don't know. There's just so much and so much that you could like learn, you know what I mean? Like it's but the one thing I do want to say is that like nothing will replace time spent practicing. Like, you know what I mean? And that's like circling back. Like that's kind of why I do these live streams. like, yes, I'll admit, I would like to grow my channel, and I'd like to get my music out there, but to be honest, like, I use these streams as like a way to dedicate time so I can actually sit down and practice. You feel me? Like it's got like a it's got like a like, I don't know what the term is. It's like a hidden benefit or something like that. But again, like I think it's just important to just enjoy what you do, right? Like if you're not enjoying it, if it's not fun anymore, then I feel like you got to take a break or just do something else, right? Just gonna get rid of this. But yeah, I was gonna ask, like, what kind of music do you think like you would make? Like, you just want to make like beats or something, or is it like EDM, or is it like you could even do like ambient? I guess like ambient's always cool to make. Let's do this piano. Let's try different scale. I know you can't see these scales and stuff. It is the longer video. It seems it goes into more details. Yeah, I'm not hating on people's like short form videos and all that, but sometimes I find like those longer form videos will actually cover like chapters. It's like, chapter 1 we're gonna learn this, chapter 2. A lot of videos I found, like especially for FL Studio, have just been like rapid fire, 10 steps. Like, it's like in a 5-minute video, here's like 10 facts or like 10 tips and tricks. But I don't know, it depends on what your goals are, right? Maybe you don't need to learn that much music theory and stuff. So let's go again, C. Or you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cheat a bit. I'm just gonna just stamp these chords down. Dark techno, hard style type EDM. Shit. You have like any examples of like that kind of music or what? Like, not that you've made, I just mean like artists that you would reference, or like heavy metal techno type. Hell yeah. So you don't play any instruments though, like you don't do like guitar, like no piano, nothing like that. Because like heavy metal techno, like I gotta listen to that first of all, because that sounds hype. But I don't know, heavy metal techno might be hard. Like if you're starting from scratch, I'm assuming, right? Like check out Neuro DJ Holy Priest. I enjoy a lot. Okay, let me look him up. Like not now because I'm streaming and I don't want to get like copyright banned or whatever for playing their music, but I'll definitely check it out. N3URO. Is he... Oh, whatever, I'll find it. It's no big deal. And then DJ Holy Priest. Yeah, no instruments, eh? Yeah, and then, I don't know, I was gonna say, probably in for like a lot of learning and practicing then. Not like that's a bad thing, I'm just saying, like, it might be that might be fun, you never know. It might be like something that you click with, that like you just really enjoy and end up just, you know, like keep making that kind of stuff, right? Oh yeah, check it out when you can, for sure. I don't know, I gotta find a different instrument for this. Actually, I got an idea. Again, I'm gonna steal from my other music. But yeah, no, for sure. I'll check out those I'll check out those two artists. I didn't know we could steal from ourselves. Are you kidding me? That's like half of what music is about. Make a track, don't finish it, move on to something else, and then come back to it and then start stealing patterns. There was a track I did. Actually, it's not this one. It was a different one. I'm just gonna test this just to see if the bass line works. No, I've done that a lot, to be honest. Like, I'll work on a track and then, like, months later, I'll be working on something else, and then I'm like, what about putting this bass line in? I just want to test how it's gonna sound. No, it's not working. It does not work. Or maybe... It doesn't quite work. Like, you know, there's a lot of effects I was putting on the other track, which made it sound more like what I wanted it to sound like. That is not. You know what I'll do then? I will steal another track. What was it called? I just have to go through my track list really quick. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's it's just part of making music is like, because like I don't like, yeah, I see them as separate songs, and you know I'd love to finish them, but more like I see them as like little demos. Oh, this one. What was this one from 100 Project 100? I'm gonna work on that. Hold up. I'm getting distracted. I gotta find this one. This track, 103. Okay. What is that? 103C. Alright, I gotta cut it because I actually found the track. This pattern, right? I'm gonna copy it. So it's called Bass 28-1. Bass 28-1. The 28 stands for, this is Project 103, as you can see. And all the way back in Project 28, I had that pattern. Oh man, there's so many. I want to say, okay, I gotta go through my list again. There you go. I like that one. Yeah, I like honestly that's the style of music I'm more used to doing. Like I haven't really done a whole lot of EDM style, so it's kind of new to me. That's not the one. It was, yeah, I think it was 2810. Oh yeah, I'm leading to something with this. So like, this pattern. Right? So I reused that one pattern into into this track. And it just works. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like yeah. Sort of. It's like a different speed, but yeah, that's kind of like, I don't know. That's been my process for a while. It's like I'll make a track, play around with it, drop it, and then make something else, and then steal from it, and try to like Frankenstein it together. So like, it's probably not gonna work for this, but you know, I'm gonna try it anyway. We'll just see how it goes. It sounds kind of lame. Yeah, I don't know. This EDM is kind of, maybe I should listen to like more EDM before trying to like make it. I don't know. There's something like don't get me wrong. I like EDM, but like sometimes I just like making like I don't know. I used to have I used to like mix a lot of like guitars and every like in a lot of my work. Like this one track I cut off. Wait, not. I think this is the one. Yeah, like it. I don't know. It's like a signature of like of mine. Like I like that guitar sound, so I'd always put it in everything. So I guess this is the kind of like EDM I like making. So you like guitars? Yeah, honestly, like it's probably from growing up playing like Mega Man X. So like I've always liked the sound of guitars, especially when they're like heavy and gritty. You know what I mean? That's groovy. It's that 2D EDM style. There you go. This is what 2D music is. But yeah, it's like very loud. Like I know it's very scratchy to hear, but I don't know. There's something about this. Not that, but I just like that sound. Like to me, it's like, well, not that, but like the cool thing is like you can actually change like how it sounds. Like if it's like the volume is at like max, but if you like turn down the volume, like this little dial here. Oh yeah, I can't remember, but it gives like a chug. Like if you're familiar with like what a guitar chug is, I guess. But yeah, anyway, it's like I just I don't know, I got really like familiar with that kind of instrument, and like I used it a lot in like in more and more of my work. Yo, legit, you get it. It can never be too loud. Like to me, like a guitar like that emphasizes like power. You know what I mean? Like if like especially if you're hearing it like on a proper sound system, it just sounds so powerful compared to like like I don't know, I don't know what other like grungy. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Like grungy kind of music, you know, like dirty and like it's got that grit to it. Yeah, so this is actually a good example of what I was just talking about. These two patterns here. It's like I'll just solo. Struggling to like, yeah, so like these little volumes go down, so like if I raise them, but yeah, I don't know, I just found out this one guitar power chord split has that function, I guess you would call it. But yeah, I don't know, I like guitars. Like it's, I kind of feel like I overdo it sometimes with like with some of the music, but like that I put them in. But I don't know. Like in my opinion, like if a track doesn't have like a good guitar in it, then it's not something I want to listen to. No. But yeah, these have been like staples of my music. Like this grungy guitar, the palm muted guitar, and like a nice bass guitar. But yeah, I don't know. Every now and then I like to experiment with music, so sometimes I'll try. Sounds like really loud. I like to experiment, so sometimes I'll try like a different type of music, right? But if I had to pick one to stick with, I think it would be this, whatever this style of music is called. But yeah, I don't know. I like to do a lot of different, like they're called arrangements. So like how the, like I can go through this, you can't see it, but you see how it says like 35 there, so that's the 35th arrangement. So like I'll practice something and then make a different, like, you know, like a copy of it. Yes, have listened to rockabilly music. If you like guitars, you will like it. I just got into it like last summer. I've heard about rockabilly before. I just never really looked into it. Have you? I mean, oh, have I listened to? No, honest. Like I've heard the genre. Like I've heard it. Like I know what the name is, but I haven't really looked into it. But I probably will look at. Like I'll probably look it up because if it punk band music. Oh fuck! Yeah, I like punk music. I can't name many off the top of my head, but stuff like, I don't know, I guess Smashing Pumpkins is like the only example I can really think of. Or like the music in those skate games, those like skateboard games. Oh, Blur. Blur's song too. That's like one of the best. I don't know if that's punk music, but like, that's a classic. I love that song. I'm just looking for a track. I think this was the. Well, I guess yeah. You can't see these windows, right? But yeah, this track I worked on like I don't know, like some time ago, like a month ago. I was hoping to use this track in my animation that I was working on, but I don't know. I got kind of lost steam on it, to be honest. I came across that kind of music going down those music rabbit holes. That's how I came across EDM too, just by clicking on different music. Yeah, legit. Like, music to me was like always just in the background, like, you know what I mean? But like ever since going down like yeah, like those rabbit holes, you start to learn more about like bands and like different genres. But for me mainly it's all about like the drum patterns. Like I don't know if you're familiar, like I know you said you're not into gaming, but like Sonic, right? Like Sonic Adventure 2, I think, had like a really iconic intro song. It was like Escaping the City, right? But I just remember how like I got more into music after COVID happened. Oh shit, really? So you weren't really into music before then, I take it. But like these kind of beats, like I don't know why, but like this fast style, I don't know if you call this punk type of music or like a punk beat, but something about it just spoke to me. It's the drum tempo, yeah, I think so. To me, it just sounds like so energetic, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know, like when I was talking to Void about thinking about like, well, he sketches his music and all that, but I always thought of this song as like the intro to like a TV show or something, or like an animation. But honestly, I don't know. I have big plans for like the animation stuff I want to do, so I do want to use this kind of track at one point. Because I don't know, I feel like it'd go to waste if I didn't actually work on this or use it. But yeah, you were saying you got into music after COVID happened, so I take it you didn't really like jive with music back then, or like, or I guess maybe. Well, I mean, to be honest, like I only recently started discovering like a wider variety of music, like only like at this point, like I don't know, 4-ish, 5 years ago or so. Yeah, honestly, like I don't know. I'm like, you did great on that. Oh, thank you. It's that 2D music, right? But no, I don't know. Like ever since learning to do like music production stuff, like I've only music to me before was just background like noise, right? Like maybe a handful of songs I would like, but it was only until I actually started trying to learn how to do like drum patterns and melodies and stuff. That's when music kind of opened up, and I could really start appreciating like other like music. You know what I mean? I'm just going through some old tracks to see like what I want to work on. I did, but not the variety. I was more into like mainstream music. Yeah, no, I get that, to be honest. Like, I'll be honest, I was never really into like mainstream music. Like, I know, I'm like, I know, I get it. You know, people just listen to like what's on the radio or like whatever is like recommended on Spotify, whatever. But I got nothing against like mainstream, right? Like, I mean, it's mainstream for a reason. But I've always loved like I don't know, like my own weird rabbit hole of like different types of music. But yeah, it's like a never-ending rabbit hole, though. Like, to be honest. Like, I don't know. It's the weirdest hobby, to be honest. That I've like, cause when I started with making music, like I never. I mean, I still don't really know music theory, and I still can't play an instrument. But there's just something about like, I guess growing up on video games, like the one thing that always stood out to me was like music in the games. And like, yeah, like I mean, sometimes those songs can be hard to listen to, right? You know, the instruments are like beeps and boops and stuff like that, but I don't know, there's always something special about like video game music to me. It was always so like different from like mainstream. Yeah, I don't know. I to each their own, right? I mean, to me, like music is just so dynamic, or like not dynamic. There's so much variety in it that like you're bound to find something that you can click with, or something that you can enjoy. And I used to be judgmental. It's like, oh, you listen to that kind of music, man, that music sucks. But I don't know, I guess kind of grown out of that. I'm like, that's cool. Whatever music people are into, they're into. I don't know. It's weird though. Like I never saw myself getting into like this music or like 3D kind of stuff. I always just thought I would be like, I don't know, that gamer kind of guy. I just play video games and stuff. But I don't know. Somewhere along the way, they just kind of stopped being fun. I mean, they're still fun, but a lot of them became like just microtransactions, or trying to like just squeeze more and more money out of you kind of thing. But I don't know. I have like a weird relationship with gaming. Like I used to be all into it as a kid, and I used to love it like to death. But now I'm like, well, it's kind of like with music. I can appreciate the art form, like the technical aspect of it. Exactly. That's why I love music. There's a song or some kind of yeah. There's like a song for everyone. Exactly. And like like as a like music producer kind of thing. You know, like the best part about music is like you don't have to come up with everything on your own. You know what I mean? Like there's certain like drum patterns or melodies or bass lines that you can kind of just borrow, let's say. And I think that's what makes it fun, because it's like if you take one song you really like and you know they have like a nice bass line, you can throw it into your own song and kind of mix it to like something else. So like I don't know, never saw myself getting into any of this, you know. It's always just kind of took me by surprise, to be honest. I gotta remember what key I'm in. But yeah, like I mean, like, you know, music is confusing too. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like everything's all easy going. It gets very it can get overwhelming. Like it can definitely get overwhelming. But like that's why I say it's so important to just have fun with it, right? But yeah, no, true, it can at times. But honestly, I feel like if you can break past that, you know, if you can get over that hurdle, then it becomes a really what's the word? I'm like terrible with vocabulary, but like I can't think of like proper terms, but there's like a steep learning curve. Like, you know, it's hard to break into music. Like it's hard to get, not hard, but it can be very daunting to get into it. But once you do get into it, it kind of opens itself. Like it opens up to like what kind of style do you like take this for example. I'm doing like EDM, but I'm adding like the guitar style that I like. You know what I mean? Like it's, and I think that's like the fun part of like doing it, because it's not just, you're not just copying styles and styles. Like you're adding your own kind of flavor into the mix, and then it, like, I don't know, I guess if you're composing, right? I mean, if you're doing like remixing, that's a whole different story, right? But I don't know, I recently got into composing, to be honest. Like I used to do a ton of remixing all the time, but it just felt, I don't know, it just didn't feel fun, to be honest. Like it was good, like, you know, it taught me things, but ever since learning to compose my own music, that's when it really started to like to open up. Yeah, you get it. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't know. That's music for you. It's what you make of it. You know what I mean? Like how far you want to take it, or how much you want to learn about it. Like I get it too. Not everyone's gonna like everything you do, because everyone's brain works and hears things differently. But somebody will like it and enjoy it. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it too. Like to be honest, like and just in term of like I guess like my whole channel or like my whole thing I work on, like for example, I don't think yeah, everyone's brain works differently. No, true, very true. Like for example, like I don't think most people, I don't know, not most, but like there's a run cycle I tried to do, but I'm just trying to find an example here. Like this kind of stuff, right? Like some people might look at this and be like, "Oh, it's just some lame like sci-fi whatever crap." You know what I mean? But certain people might jive with it. You know, they might click with it and be like, "Oh, that's cool." You know, it reminds me of a video game or whatever. But I definitely feel you on that. That like what I'm getting at is like I don't do what I do for others. I do it for me. You know what I mean? And like I like again, like someone might see this and be like, "Oh, this looks like that stupid sci-fi spaceship kind of crap." Like, you know, like maybe they're not into that. And you know, that's cool. I don't need people like everyone to be into what I do, you know what I mean? But yeah, like and yeah, this is a little other little character I wanted to make. Like this I don't want to go too into detail, but this is like an old game, like an old PS4 game that I was playing like years ago. And it's hard to explain. It's a game that lets you make your own games. So I ended up creating this little character, and it's been like a staple. Like I haven't shown much of him in my 3D work, but he is like a character I want to bring out. Like I want to work on more too. Basically, he's like integral to like the series that I'm working on. But yeah, like again, like and you can kind of see like this influence is a lot different from like that sci-fi armor guy. You know what I mean? Like, well, yeah. So like again, like my work just speaks to like what I find appealing. You know, like this is obviously inspired by like Mario, and I mean, you know, it's just a little smiley face guy. You know what I mean? But and again, like this is what I mean, like you know the the dark sci-fi kind of look to things, or like the space stuff. But anyway, yeah, like what I'm getting at is like whatever I do, I just do for me. Like I don't try to appeal to the broadest audience and all that. To me, it's like if people are interested in what I do, hey, you know, that's awesome, right? But if you're not interested, I'm not gonna go out of my way like to make you enjoy what I do. Like, you know, if I meet someone, you know, like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I'm like, "You know, I do music." It's like, let me hear it, and they hear this, then you know they might be like, "Oh, you know, that music, you know, I don't really like." You know, maybe they're like, "I like classical music." It's like, so like, yeah. Anyway, what I'm getting at is like I don't really, yeah, I don't appeal to anyone. I just do what I do because I enjoy it. It looks cool. Thank you. Those are 3D models, and this is 2D music, right? But yeah, I don't know. I'm like kind of getting sick of this track, to be honest. Like, I'm not like It's not going anywhere. But again, like, it's fine, right? Maybe I'll add some strings. Let's try this instrument. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad you think it looks cool. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I feel like in this day and age, like, you just gotta, stick to your guns, and like, if you're passionate about something, then like, don't let others, knock that down, right? Like you said about singing, right? Like, if you want to sing, and people are telling you, like, you sound like you're howling or whatever, then just lean into it. Maybe that's your style of singing. You just howl. Yes, you good. Thank you. I want something like grand for this part. Well, I'll call that string. Okay, that's called ambience. That's a weird name. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think you'll try out making music or what? Or do you think it just looks all confusing and like hard to do? Ambience. So let's make this. Actually, I will use these stamps. So like, instead of doing note by note like I was explaining before, I have like a function here, this little purple thing. And it kind of just lets me stamp like chords, like groups of notes. But I agree with them. That's why I know I'm not a real singer for the people. I mean, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to you, right? If you want to go, if you want to, take their advice or not take it, like, by all means. But all I'm saying is, like, if you start getting into beat making and then you start doing, like, you get a mic and then you're like recording your vocals into it, your way of singing might be like your might be like a signature thing in your kind of music. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you use some effects or like you distort it or something, but it could very well be something like unique to you. You know what I mean? It looks confusing, but I still do want to get into it. Yeah, no, I mean, like, it just takes time, right? Like, I wouldn't expect, like, to just immediately start and make something dope, like, you know what I mean? The best advice I could give would be to, like, would be to just make beats, to be honest. Like, I don't know why it's not like looping. I'm like, because just playing with these, like, that's kind of how I got into music, to be honest. I would just make beats like repeatedly. But yeah, I mean, I'm not like, you figure it out how you want to figure it out. But to me personally, I don't know. I always found just making beats to be like really fun. And I think I messed up that oh, whatever. Just gonna use that trick that I learned. I don't want to. I don't know. Music just kind of. It is confusing. I'm not gonna lie. Like I get confused a lot with music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll go 1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 5, 3, and then 7. 1, 2. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like when you do music consistently for a while, it becomes a lot less confusing. Like, truth be told, I'm a bit out of practice because I've been doing like nothing but 3D for like a month. So like, I'm definitely out of practice when it comes to music, but like I said, eventually you get into like a flow state where it's like you just have a style in mind, like, for your style, right? And it kind of just clicks. But yeah, as a beginner, like, I remember when I started, like, it was very, very overwhelming. Like, but I will admit, it's definitely one of the more unique kind of hobbies you can get into. I would definitely encourage people to, like, anyone to get into music, to be honest. It looks fun, that's why I want to do it, but it looks intimidating too, but I'm still down to get into it. Honestly, yeah, I'd say just take it like one step at a time. Like, there's a ton to learn, like, there's a lot of little tricks and tips and all sorts of that stuff, but and I know my stream probably doesn't help because like a lot of my stuff is like all over the place and but I don't know, I think like if you have a piano or if you can get like a small cheap piano, that might be fun to jam out on, but yeah, there's no way around it, to be honest. Like there's no shortcut I could tell you to just become better at music in like a day or like a week, right? I think it boils down to practice, right? Just having fun. And in my experience, if you do it for fun, then you'll do it forever. And I don't mean like you'll do it for like, 12 hours straight. What I mean is like maybe you do it for 1 hour a day or like 1 hour a week, let's just say. And then because it's fun, you'll consistently do it. So like after a week, it's 1 hour. After like 2 weeks, it's 2 hours kind of thing, right? Yeah, so main thing is just enjoy it, right? Like if you're not enjoying it, just do something else. Yeah, no, I'll be honest. Like I started music and I've gave up on music so many times. Like, and same thing with 3D, right? It was just sometimes these hobbies, like especially when they're really technical and there's all sorts of info and you don't know where to start. Yeah, it sucks like as a beginner, but I think like it's not rocket science at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be like a genius to learn all this stuff. So I think it's definitely doable within like I don't know, however long it takes. Like a year or how like I don't know. Honestly, I can't tell. Like I can't say. Like I've been doing this since like 2016-ish, right? And I'm still not that good at it. Like, so don't take my word for it. I feel like there's like step I was missing here, but nah, it's fine. Oh man, this sounds so bad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling this track anymore. It just became a weird mashup of. But I can tell you enjoy it. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not really enjoying this track anymore. Like, this is just kind of like. It's kind of like filling a trash can and like you just keep filling it and keep filling it. But no, for sure, like other tracks I really do enjoy working on. Like more of that like at a loss of words, more of like the rock style, I guess. Like those tracks I can really like vibe with and get into. But when it comes to like EDM, it's like I'm not really like I listen to it, but I'm not like into it. You know what I mean? Like what was that one track? 74. I don't think this is the someone else. Yeah, no, legit. Like EDM is fun, but I think this is the track. This kind of style, like I vibe with. Yeah, I think it's just about finding like a genre that you can vibe with, right? Yes, rock with it. I wonder what the so like part of my process is like it's Project 74, and then this underscores like the version of it, 6C, right? So like if I go back to the very first version of it, just Project 74, it sounds like very bare bones. So what I'm getting at is like I think like let me just hold on. Just turn this down a bit. I think part of like doing music is not doing like one big project that's professional and all like complete, right? I think it just takes time to like lay down lay down some patterns and then save a new version and add to it, save a new version and add to it. Oh really? If you add a deep bass line, it can be 2D EDM. There you go. I'm just trying to find like other tracks that I can. Sometimes like a lot of music I make like I'll abandon, and then part of me is like maybe I should come back and try and finish them. Oh my god, what is this? Oh my god, this song. I don't even know when I made this. This was made in like... Yeah, this is like made a year ago. Yes, you said like Frankenstein and add pieces to it from time to time. Legit. Like I'm looking at this track and I'm like, maybe I could just steal more patterns for this. Like it's never ending. But I'm like I'm kind of like amazed. I'm like, if I look at these patterns, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, or, okay, I don't know what this is connected to, but that's a lot of like samples. But yeah, anyway, I'm just surprised that like that I could make this kind of like stuff. But yeah, you get like this is, I guess, I don't know, like if I was a beginner doing music, I would just make beats. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like genuinely surprised. I'm like, why does this sound so much better than like what I was just making today on stream? I'm like trying to figure out what this layering thing is. Yeah, you'll have to. I'm like kind of baffled right now. I'm like, when did I do this? Like, how did I do this? I might work on this track. Like, I'm gonna save this. I'll like make a note of it that this is like a proper EDM track that I should do. EDM tracks 83. Yeah, I'm speechless to like I don't know. Like I sound like I'm overreacting, but like I'm honestly like surprised that I did this like a year ago, but like I think there's like like I'm thinking these greens are like major chords, and if I remember right, blue was minor, so I was going like major, minor, major. I know that doesn't make any sense, but like if you get into music producing, you'll it's one of your hidden gems. Yo, legit, like yeah, that's legit like what this is. I'm like I've been looking like I've been trying to make like I'm like, okay, let me get back into making EDM. I'm gonna make it dope. And then here I find a track I was doing like a year ago, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like this is so much better than anything I could make like right now. Like, but yeah, no, like like even the bass line is better. Like yeah, like holy crap. And then when you compare it to like what I was doing like today, it's like, well, I don't know. I'm not like a hater. Like I'm not trying to hate on my music. Like it's kind of weird to be your own hater, to be honest. But like this sounds all right. I'm not like hating, but it's like it was never going anywhere. Wait, I have an idea now. I think this is the yeah. It's probably the plan. Yeah, it's nothing special, but like this sounds really chaotic. But the idea being like with this plugin, this gross beat it's called, you can do like a bunch of cool effects to your music, if you can call that. Yeah, this is dope. But what you were doing earlier was more about teaching. Yeah, I guess you could say it like that too, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not really much of a teacher, to be honest, but I do enjoy, like, I don't know, I guess I am passionate about this hobby. So, if people ask questions or if I can pass some of the knowledge I learn, like just by doing what I do, or like by tutorials I watch, like I'm always open to like to giving that kind of context, if it makes sense, right? And like I'll be the first to admit, like I guess EDM's one of my more weaker skills right now. Like I'm not really, well, I don't know, it's hard to say. Like if I can do that a year ago, then there must have been something that was going right. But yeah, I guess with teaching it's more about, I don't know, I guess it's, I don't know. I'm at a loss of words. I'm like, I'm still amazed. I'm like, how could I do something like that? And then, but yeah, yeah, no, I agree. I guess it's more just like about teaching, right? But now I'm like thinking, I'm like, maybe I don't want to work on this. Maybe I should work on this other track. I'm still confused, like what I was doing back here. I was like, why is everything layered? I don't know what that means. Oh well, I'll figure it out some other time. Like it's not a big deal. I'm just amazed at what this means. Like, how many samples was I using? You explain a lot of what you're doing, though. Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I kind of like, kind of happens. Like, I don't intend to. Like, my intention was not to like teach a whole bunch or like to talk about it like that, but it's a good thing. Well, I'm glad you like that. Like, honestly, like, I'm glad that, you know, my rambling and all that can kind of give, you know, like, it can help people a bit like that. But honestly speaking, I never expected people to really show up on the music stream. I was expecting to just like make some kind of beats and then, you know, like just go at it like that. But no, I'm happy though. I'm happy to like share knowledge with people, and if I can encourage people to pick up music, then that's even better too. I'm like, I can't listen to that bass line anymore. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can. I don't think I can save this track. Maybe I'll have to come back to it later, but like right now it's just too. Oh, I was gonna bring that up actually. When it comes to making music, your ears need rest. So like if like because like this that sound like this, you know what I mean? Like before I'm like it's a fresh sound, it sounds cool, but when you hear it so many times, it's like it loses the appeal. Like the music doesn't become music anymore. It just becomes this noise. So I was just gonna mention that when it comes to making music, taking breaks from a song or like a certain track is always a good idea, because I guess it's just human nature. Like, you know, like if you're doing the same thing over and over, or if you're listening to the same thing over and over, it starts to become not fun anymore. So I'm just gonna emphasize. It's actually it's I guess this is a good case example of stepping away from the music for a bit and like opening up a different project, or like even when you get into the more advanced stuff like doing the mixing stuff, like it's important to just give your ears a rest and not listen to the like not listen to it in general. But I'm just gonna play this random video game track I was remixing. This is not my music, I did not compose this, but it's music I enjoy. I understand it. I beat my ears to death with music sometimes. Yeah, legit. Like, I've definitely done that a lot. But yeah, no, it's legit like important. Like especially like when I mentioned like the mixing thing, like when I brought up that like that EQing kind of stuff, like I don't want to overwhelm you with like all this boring crap, but like when you're sculpting a sound, it's like this, you know, like when I want like it's not even the right one, but so yeah, like when you're doing EQ or like, you know, like the basically what I'm saying is like when you have headphones on and you're listening very closely for like the sound where you're like, I want to cut out that, you know, I want it to be less bassy, more bassy. If you do that for like hours upon hours, your ears start to get fatigued, it's called, right? And then like whatever mixing you were doing, like you should stop basically, because like when you come in with a fresh set of ears, you'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna move this here, I'll move that here, and then it, you know, it starts to sound clean. You know, it starts to sound like more and more professional, so to speak. But if you don't give your ears a rest, like, you know, if you beat them to death, like you put it, then yeah, it kind of it. I don't know. It leads to problems. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I'll actually like to do like video game remixes just to take a break from trying to compose all the time. Yes, that's the confusing part. The whole mixing thing, like the whole frequency and all that crap. To be like completely honest with you, like if you're a beginner into making music, I would not give a shit about mixing. Like what these numbers mean, like, you know, how to balance music, you know, how to make it. I would not worry about any of that stuff. My honest opinion for like a newbie, like a new, like a beginner, just make the music, make it as loud as, like, obviously, you know, take care of your ears, right? But no, honestly, I would just focus on just enjoying the music, getting familiar with the music. The mixing stuff I'd worry about later. Or you mean yes to stopping to reset? Yeah, legit. Like if that's why it's good to take breaks from music, like in general, right? Oh yeah, that frequency stuff. Yeah, no, I wouldn't worry about any of this, to be honest. Like if I turn them off, you can hear how it changes. Sounds like very flat, right? But yeah, no, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't worry about any of that, to be honest. It's not that important. I mean, it is, but not to a beginner. I just gotta figure out why this is so quiet. Yes, that part. All those switches and knobs. Yeah, like even this by itself can be kind of overwhelming, right? But and that's what I mean about playing with it, right? Like to just pick an instrument you like. Maybe not that. That sounds like this is a good example, right? Just play with it. But yeah, like I don't know. It's just part of like learning the DAW, right? Like you're gonna have to deal with all these knobs and switches, but you know that's what the manual's for. That's what tutorials are for. But yeah, I wouldn't try to do too much in like at the beginning, right? But you never know. I mean, you know, like it never hurts to just explore like what plugins. You can't see the damn menu. It never hurts to just explore around and you know break things, right? That's probably what I was gonna say, right? When you're a beginner, just break things, just turn dials and knobs, and just see what it does, right? I mean, like, just don't you know don't hurt your ears, right? Like, turn down the volume or something, but yeah, what is the time? It's about 3 hours on stream and another hour from before where we crashed. So I think I'm gonna close the stream here because I'm honestly kind of tired and it's actually pretty late right now, or pretty early depending on how you look at it. But yeah, no, it's dope. Like it was a dope stream to be honest. I'm actually kind of glad I could kind of ease back into making music after a bit, and yeah, I don't know what next stream's gonna be like. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep trying to do EDM. Maybe I'll work on some other tracks, but I do want to work on something for the animation thing I had in mind. So, and what is that animation thing? It's I'm afraid to open up Blender actually, but we'll see if it works. Hopefully, hopefully Blender doesn't crash the fucking stream again, because that was very annoying to be honest. But yeah, basically I've been doing this 3D thing. Like I know a lot of people ask, is this a video game? But no, it's not. The best way I can describe it is like what I'm working on is like an animation, but all of these assets, like the models you see, are intended for game dev. So I do intend to put them together into like another asset pack, but right now it's just an animation. So there's the ever so popular Running Man. Okay, I hope it didn't crash. Fuck. But yeah, I want to do an animation with this character. See if I can not crash the stream. It's kind of slow, but like, yeah, let's try and zoom it out. I enjoyed it and thank you. Yeah, no worries. It was a fun stream to, you know, to chat with people and try to, you know, just discuss what I'm doing and, you know, passing that knowledge forward, right? Like it's always cool to do that kind of stuff. I don't really see myself as a teacher, but I do like, you know, I am passionate about these hobbies. But yeah, I'm hoping I can figure out next stream's music. I'm hoping I can figure something out for this animation. Like I need music to go with it, right? do what you do. I enjoy the different variety. I appreciate that, honestly. Because, like, I do kind of think about, like, because I had people, like, interested in the 3D streams, right? And so I kind of had it in the back of my head. I'm like, if I stop doing these 3D streams, yeah, Running Man. I'm like, if I stop doing these streams, maybe the momentum will die down. But like you said, right, just do what you do and enjoy just think that's important, right? Don't try to appeal to everyone. Just do what you want to do. But yeah, Running Man. That's it. But yeah, no, I don't know. I just wanted to give context to like what I was doing with the music. So like, hopefully, I can work on some track and put it together with Mr. Running Man here. I do have like an idea for an anime. Like, I don't want to give away too much, but I want to push myself as like as an animator, right? And by that, I mean I don't want him to just run in like a straight line, because he seems to be very good at that. But I want to do stuff like I'll do it in this mode so it doesn't crash the stream. But I want to do stuff like, like the camera pans across, or like as he's running it like zooms in, and like, like something like a movie. Exactly, you show passion. Oh, thank you. Honestly, I feel like that's what it takes to stick with your hobbies, right? If you're not passionate about them, then you gotta find something else to do. But yeah, I'm just gonna play the streaming bumper for a bit, and then I'm just gonna cut the stream. So with that being said, thank you very much. It was fun chatting with everyone, and I'll see you next stream whenever that may be. So until then, I'll see you around. Peace. Actually, I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm terrible at ending these streams. Like, I don't have like an outro. I don't really know what to like say to people to like end these streams. But yeah, I'm just gonna. I'll just let this play out for like a few minutes or so. Probably change the audio to something better. Yeah, great. More yeah, this is the ambient music that kind of weird, creepy music, but whatever. That's the outro music. I'm playing this. But yeah, thanks for everything, and I'll see you guys next stream, whenever that may be. Yeah, that's all I got. Peace. Very chill stream, thank you. Yeah, no, it was dope. It's okay, just click the off switch. Alright, I'm gonna do that. I'll play this last track out, 20 more seconds, and then I'm gonna cut it. Yeah, oh my god, these run cycles. I swear. Just clapping to the beat though. Alright, for real though, I'm out. I'm gonna end it here. Peace. I gotta come up with better animations. This is ridiculous.